Sai Ram. With pranams at the lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagavan. Dear brothers and sisters, I apologize to you in the first instance for my absence during the last couple of Sundays. I don't have any personal work or personal agenda. I was on tour talking about Swami at different places. I had been to that great state of Kerala. I spent there about 5 days, visited around 10 leading places where we have powerful Sai centers. After going around that state of Kerala, I have come to the conclusion that it is Bhagavan's blessing that made me visit that great land called God's own land. That apart, I also had been to another place by name Kalvakurti in Mehboob district for inauguration of complex, one for Medicare, Educare, Aquacare, like that, different wings of service operations, they were all commissioned there at that place. So my absence is leave on duty. Not that I simply relaxed sitting at home. I do not know what relaxation is. And I don't want to relax also. My prayer is to spend till the last breath speaking, spreading Sai message. That's only my endeavor. I am also sure that none can stop me from doing that, because I can talk even on a railway platform or bus stand. They cannot stop me. My friends, we are very, very close to Mahasamadhi Day. Mahasamadhi Day happens to be the 24th, day after tomorrow of April. 24th of April is the day of withdrawal of Bhagavan from his physical body. How are we to take it? How are we to observe it? What does it mean to us? What does Swami say about it? How Sai world of devotees should observe the day? All these questions have been my concern and bothering me for the last several days. In my brief talk, which is there kept in the website, my views on the Mahasamadhi Day are well spelled out. Doesn't matter even if I am to repeat. To me, Mahasamadhi Day is not definitely an anniversary. No. Is not definitely a mourning occasion, a day to cry indefinitely. Certainly not. To me, Mahasamadhi Day is a Thanksgiving Day. Mahasamadhi Day is a Thanksgiving Day. We thank God for having taken human form, for having moved amongst us for about 85 years. We thank Him for His beautiful presence in a human form. So it is a Thanksgiving Day. I also consider Mahasamadhi Day as a day for expression of gratitude. Swami, we are very grateful to you for all the guidance you have given us, for all the direction you have given us individually and collectively. Thirdly, Mahasamadhi Day is the day of celebration, is a day of festivity is a day of joy. Why? Because it is a day that puts us along the path of evolution, along the path of spiritual progress, along the path of religious advancement. How? We'll come to that point very soon. Mahasamadhi Day is the day of observance of unity of religions. Mahasamadhi Day is the day of service. It is the day of sacrifice. It is the day of love. It is the day of total identification with Bhagavan Sri Sat Sai Baba. That's how I look at it, Mahasamadhi Day. No one should cry. No one should shed a tear. Everyone should come out of that sorrowful state. Everyone should come out of that grief. Everyone should come out of that mask of physical frame. Everyone should develop the spirit of vastness of Swami. It is a day of rededication to his life and mission. It is a day of commitment to live up to his expectations. Therefore, my friends, Mahasamadhi Day to me is an expression of the divine mission. It is an occasion of manifestation of the divine program. It is a universal celebration beyond religious ritual. What does Baba say? What is his concept of the divinity? What does Baba say about God? Fundamentally, basically, he being God himself. He being God himself. What does he say about divinity? What does he say about Godhead or Godhood? What does he say about it? And what does it mean to us at this moment in the absence of physical body of Bhagavan Baba? My friends, till now, we have been seeing Baba outside. Darshan time, 7:30, 8:30, whatever may be. Evening darshan time, 4:30 or 5:30, whatever may be. There are certain darshan timings. And Swami comes out of that Yajurveda Mandir. Maybe by car in a wheelchair, doesn't matter. He goes across the darshan lines. There is a space in which he moves about during darshan time. And we see his beautiful form. We enjoy his smile if we are lucky enough. But now, we don't see him any longer within the frame of time limit. You cannot say darshan time. Would you say that now? So now from time to timelessness, we move from time to timelessness or beyond time. Number two, Swami starts moving in the Sai Kulwant Hall amongst us, in between darshan lines, space. Now where does he move now? Spacelessness. So from space to spacelessness or beyond space. These are the two fundamental points which we have got to reconcile, understand, adjust and digest. We move from time to timelessness, beyond time. We move from space to spacelessness, beyond space. Actually, God is beyond time and space. God cannot be limited to a time. God cannot be restricted to a space. But within the frame, physical frame, encased in the body, Baba had to follow the limitations of nature, the time and space. He is the master of the time, he is the master of the space, and he has to follow his own law. He has to follow his own discipline. Therefore he got himself limited to discipline and space, having taken a human form. But yet, he has risen beyond, even in his life sojourn. Even in his lifetime, he has gone beyond. It may be daytime here and nighttime on the other side of the globe. Baba appearing there physically, while he is here in Yajurved Mandir, what do you say? Is he limited to a time? No. His body is here, but he appears in the other side of the globe, where it is night time, because of time zone. So Baba, astral travel, interplanetary travel, intergalactical travel, inter-soul travel is beyond time. He appeared everywhere, anytime, though physically is here. Therefore, my friends, we have seen both sides of Swami. Swami in a physical form here, in a physical form elsewhere, appearing to devotees. Swami being here at a particular time here, appearing at a different time elsewhere. Being here in so-called Puttaparthi, a geographical place, but appearing at a far-off place like Guatemala, Peru, Ecuador. It only means, even in his life he has shown limited, unlimited dimension. Restricted to the body, beyond the body. Physical appearance within the framework of time and space. At the same time, manifestation of his divinity beyond time and space. Therefore, my friends, so far Bhagavan has shown both the dimensions of his divinity. And now, after Mahasamadhi, we have altogether one larger, bigger, ultimate truth, the reality, spaceless, timeless, bodiless, infinite, attributeless, formless state of divinity. Now we have got only one alternative left. One should lead to the other. One is the corollary to the other. The high school education and the university education. The high school education can be compared to formful worship. University education, formless worship. High school education with attributes, saguna. University education, attributeless, nirguna. High school education within space and time, kala. Kala, kaya, karana. The reason, space, that is high school level. The university, beyond time, beyond space. So Baba has taken us to an advanced stage, advanced learning. Just what is the name of the university? It's not simply Satsai University, no. See, Satsai Institute of Higher Learning. What is the name of the hospital? See, Satsai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences. How can there be lower devotees? How can there be lower devotees? How can there be centers of lower spiritual learning? Lower, inferior quality of spiritual path? Impossible. Baba is always higher and higher and higher, and the highest. There is no doubt about it. Therefore, Baba's Mahasamadhi is a sign of attempt by Bhagavan Baba to take us along the advanced learning, higher path, higher awakening, higher enlightenment to a higher state of consciousness. That's how I look at it, Mahadivya Samadhi. I cannot take it as a day when he left his body. Nonsense. He says you are not the body. How can he be the body? When he says you are not the body, shall I pull his collar and say, Swami, I am not the body, but you are the body? Can I say that? What a madcap I am. I am not yet still. Therefore, when you are not the body, how can he be the body? When he says you are eternal, permanent, deathless, how can I say that he died? What? I don't know this concept. So Baba has not left. Thank you, sir. Only the physical body, that's all. So that we evolve, we grow. That's how I take it. Nextly, my friends, a question was put to him in Kodaikanal. Kodaikanal is a place where many things have been learned, many things have been disseminated, many things have been taught by Bhagavan Baba in close proximity. In fact, we draw more lessons, learn more lessons in an interview room, in a private conversation. Baba's general discourse is a departmental stores. It is meant for everybody. In a departmental stores, right from toothpaste to Mercedes-Benz, all are available. If you want, buy the paste. If you want, car is there, come and take it. All are available there. Likewise, Bhagavan's public discourse is open to public of all age groups, of all religions, people of all levels of awareness, understanding, comprehension, and spiritual growth. To meet to the demand of different levels, from illiterate to literate, from unlettered to a scholar, from a scientist to a saintist, from east to the west. He caters to their needs. That's why his public discourses are diversified. A question is put to Swami, Bhagavan, which is greater than the other? Is it Sakara, formful, God with a form, or Nirakara, God who is formless, which is superior? It is only in Hindu philosophy we have the formful worship. Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Jainism, or Judaism, Confucianism, all other isms, formless God. We Hindus believe in formful God. So which one is greater, formful or formless? God with attributes or God without attributes? Saguna and Nirguna, which is greater than the other? Those of you who have been exposed to Sai literature, who have been familiar with the divine discourses for the last several decades, will find something new in Baba's approach. In Baba's approach, nothing is contradictory. Nothing is opposed to anything. All are complementary, none are contradictory. That's why Baba is universally accepted. His universal acceptance is because of this synthesis. It is not the process of antithesis, it is the one of synthesis. That is the secret of the present avatar of the golden age, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Swami gives this example. Your question is wrong, he said. Why, Swami? Why do you say which one is superior? When I say this is superior, it means other is inferior. None of them are superior. None of them are inferior. One leads to the other, that's all. Huh? Is that so? How, Swami? Now he gives example. This is Kodaikanal. This is Sai Shruti building. There is a lake outside. Wonderful flowers. Good landscape. Clouds are settling on the lake. The mist all over. Very cold all over. Such a beautiful scenario. Bhagavan's building on a mountain top. You find people moving at different places. Thick woods. Oh, it is the very heaven. Swami tells now, I am talking to you. You see me and I see you. We are seated in this room. Is it right? Yes, Swami. Don't you see me? Yes. Don't I see you? Yes. Is this not a hall? Yes, very much. Now, at the end of the trip, after the trip, you go home to your native place. You go home for vacation. Then what do you do there? In Kodaikanal. You think of this place. There at your native place, while talking to your friends, what do you say? In Kodaikanal, this is the place. Is Kodaikanal there? No. You say, Swami was talking to me. Am I there? No. There are so many boys around. Are they there? No. You begin to imagine all that we have seen here. You begin to picturize the whole Kodaikanal. You begin to see in front of your eyes all that you have seen here, though physically we are not there. You see me here, there you see me mentally. Here we meet everybody physically, there you imagine them psychologically. Is it not? Yes, Swami. That is the difference between Sakara and Nirakara. That is the difference between formful God and formless God. As you see me, yes, we are moving, formful, Sakara. Back home, you begin to recall, recollect, call back to memory all that you experienced here. That is Nirakara. Therefore, Sakara takes you to Nirakara. They are not opposite. So, Mahasamadhi Day speaks of our spiritual journey from Sakara to Nirakara. It is a spiritual pilgrimage from Saguna to Nirguna. It is a leap, a jump from time and space to the other end of timeless, spaceless arena of vastness, infinity. That's how I look at Mahasamadhi Day. It's also time to recall what he said. After all, I may consult many books because we are not short of books. I can quote many because we are not short of spiritual teachers. I can quote many slokas because I know little of Sanskrit. That will not serve any purpose as I feel. Once Baba said, this is on record, my friends, Anil Kumar, I am not happy with you. That's what Baba said. I am not happy with you. What is the alternative left for me? To jump into the river there or consume some poison? Then immediately I got up. Swami, I take leave of you, I'll go home. Then Baba said, why do you say that? Since you are not happy with me, there is no point in being here. Let me know why you are not happy, Swami. Then Baba said, I am not happy with you because you are telling everywhere This what Baba said, this what Baba said, Baba says, Baba. It will appear, it will give an appearance to others, as if I am taking you for propaganda, as if I am taking you to blow the trumpet, as if I am carrying with me some band masters. Why do you do that? I don't like it. Then I said, Swami, let me take Pada Namaskara and go. Why? Swami, at my native place, right in front of our house, there are temples. From my childhood, I am used to listen to all the sacred texts, mythology, Ramayana, Bharata, Bhagavata, all these texts from scholars there in the temple. I got the temple going habit. Every day I used to go and listen to them. I heard a number of talks, number of greatest scholars of the state, from the state of Andhra Pradesh, highest level. I heard them, Swami. I read number of books because being a teacher I have no other thing to do. We don't believe in coins, we believe in pages. We don't believe in notes, we believe in papers. So, Swami, I read a lot. I heard many. But after coming to you, I don't feel like listening to anybody because you are the best orator I have ever come across. Wonderful, convincing orator, torrential oration, the flow of words, the language, the melody, the diction, the erudition, the scholarship, the interpretation, the explanation, unprecedented, unparalleled. Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Swami, having heard you, I am not prepared to hear anybody. I read your books. I read many books earlier. But in your books, in your literature, Sai literature, I found the ultimate reality. Toughest things explained in the simplest way possible. Things have put in such a beautiful blend, in such a beautiful match, closely interwoven in the fabric of Sai literature. What a wonderful compromising interpretation you give, Swami. After reading your literature, I don't feel like reading any other literature. After speaking on you, your mission and message, I don't feel like speaking on anybody else. Since you are unhappy with me, let me take leave from you. Then Baba said, there are so many VIPs there, state presidents, trust conveners. He said, I know you speak only about me, but these people do not know. I want them to know this. Therefore I have put this question. You don't have to go home, stay here. You don't need to go. It's better you stay here, I said. Therefore, my friends, having tasted gulab jam, you don't want peanuts, do you? No. Similarly, after having seen Swami, the beautiful form, after having heard his melodious voice, after having listened to his wonderful interpretation, no other interpretation will be appealing to you if you are honest enough. Therefore, I can't but quote him profusely. All right. Bhagavad Gita is in Sanskrit. Vedas are in Sanskrit. Upanishads are Sanskrit, which is not known to 99% of the people. But when you quote, you have to quote original Sanskrit version, right? When you quote, you should quote it in original Sanskrit version. Is it not? Similarly, when you have to quote Baba, Telugu is the only way. I don't like Telugu, thank you. I don't know Telugu, namaskars to you. But to quote Baba, that is the only way, because he spoke in Telugu. How can I help it? I am allergic Telugu, very good, settle down for some time. I can't help you, because his original message is in Telugu. You may hate everybody. All Telugus you may hate. You may try to finish off all Telugu people, very good, continue. Because in this land we have seen Aurangzeb, Babur, finishing off Hindus. Doesn't matter, you are also another Muslim ruler incarnate. We don't mind. But when you want to quote Baba, Telugu is the only language. I can't help it. It is your bad luck that my Telugu is my mother tongue. So I can easily quote it. Somebody said, Anil Kumar, I wish I should have known Telugu. I told them, it's my good luck that you don't know Telugu. Why? If you know Telugu, there are two dangers. One, you will know all the mistakes I commit in translation. You will not appreciate my translation, because no translation would ever equal his matchless original Telugu discourse. After all, translation is translation, divided by 2. Finish. So, it's good you do not know, because you are still happy with my translation. Though it doesn't match the original beauty, the nascent, inbuilt, latent, immanent, hidden treasures. Yes. And secondly, I am happy you don't know Telugu, because I would be jobless, unemployed. Therefore, my friends, with your permission, let me tell you what Bhagwan's declarations are. This occasion, really speaking, Mahasamadhi Day, given to me, left to me, I would prefer the celebration this way, showing Swami's childhood, talking about him, Swami's trip all over the world, Swami's association with the tops, galaxy of people, presidents, prime ministers, Swami's sweet conversation with primary school children, Swami's conversation with college boys, Swami witnessing sports meet, Swami witnessing dramas, Swami going around different countries, different places, Swami appearing at different places. That should be the theme of Mahasamadhi Day. Therefore, at least, there is no point in feeling sorry for the happenings not to your taste. There is no point about it. At least within the frame of this Sunday, this hour, I have got total freedom. I can do in the way I want. I can serve you in the way you expect from me. Yes, my job is to satisfy you. So let us learn what he said about himself. Wonderful, my friends. Yenu daivambu tadbhinnamemi kadu. Yenu daivambu tadbhinnamemi kadu. I am God, not less than that. Not less than that, I am God. That's what Baba says. See what a statement it is. Akhanda Parabrahmamaudu nenu. Akhanda Parabrahmanaudu nenu. I am that infinite Brahman. Yes. If any fool says Baba left his body, Baba is no more, that fools should know these statements. That idiots, stupids should know these things. Ignorant people. Yenu daivambu, I am God. Akhanda Parabrahmanaudu nenu. I am infinite Brahma. That's what Baba says. Yadhayu kleshamunanu sprusimpabhu. Yadhayu kleshamunanu sprusimpabhu. No misery no difficulty, no affliction would affect me. I am beyond this. None of these factors would affect me. Sachidanandudanu bhinnamenu kadu. Sachidanandudanu bhinnamemi kadu. I am that Sachidananda. Who is Sachidananda? Not Sachidananda, name of a person. Sachidananda is God himself. I got one friend Sachidananda from Coimbatore. I don't mean him. Sat means existence. Chit means awareness. Ananda means bliss. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Existence, awareness, bliss. These are the three basic attributes of the divinity. Akhanda Sachidanandudanu nenu. Nityathruptuda bhitinnanu cherabodu. Nityathruptuda. I am ever satisfied. Somebody has put this question. Is Baba satisfied with his achievements? He has not come here for any achievement. He has nothing to achieve. No. Achievement is Baba, not the process of achievement. Achievement is Baba, not the process. He has nothing to achieve, nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Nityathruptuda. I got that satisfaction, content, nothing. Bhitinan cherabodu. Bhitinan cherabodu. There is no iota of fear in me. I am fearless. Fearlessness of Baba is very much known to many devotees. He tells the President of India, this is the way how you should do. He tells the cabinet minister, this is not the way how you should act. He tells any top man, behave properly. This is your dharma. Who can tell like that? He will not compromise. He will not say yes to everybody, nothing doing. Whether you like it or not, this is my feeling. We feel embarrassed. I remember one situation. Among the audience sat late S.B. Chavan, the Union Minister of Rural Development. He sat there. Baba was speaking in Purnachandra Auditorium. Central Minister of Rural Development never visited rural areas. He does not know the needs of rural people. But he plans sitting in the air-conditioned room there in Delhi. That is the sorrowful state of affairs in India. Who can say that? Show me one man. Man with guts. Bhitinan cherabodu. Fearless, that's it. Fearlessness is Baba. He is ready to tell anybody. Let me not name the person. It is not etiquette. It is not manners to say the name. But a person, justice from Supreme Court, he came for darshan to Swami. Swami has got certain sensitive points. He doesn't want anybody to talk sitting in the veranda. Nobody. You can talk outside, not there in the veranda. There in Bangalore, in front of his building, the moment you cross the gate, you must be silent. It so happened, this justice of the Supreme Court was found talking. Swami saw him. Please believe me, he gave him such a 10,000 mg dose. 10,000 mg or 1 lakh mg. Heavy dose, such that we would feel like committing suicide. I don't know how that man felt. Gave him heavy dose, continuously. Not in the interview room, publicly. If he does it in the interview room, we can say, Swami gave me interview and he gave me this ring. It's all right. But you are ringed outside before everybody to Supreme Court Justice. Who can say that? Only God with that. Supreme authority is Baba, not Supreme Court judge. Supreme authority. You also see the seating arrangement at the time of convocation. President, Prime Minister, other will be there. Central chair, Swami's chair, up. Little higher, like this. Central one, little higher. The other two, Prime Minister, President. Who can sit like that? What those fellows will think of me? Well, how does it look if I sit? Nothing doing. He is final. Ullama palku neevu om tat satansu. Ullama palku neevu om tat satansu. O mind, human mind. Chant the name Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat. What does it mean? Tat, divinity, Sat, existence. That is the reality. That's what Baba said. Really, I feel like reading these things like daily mantras, daily mantras. Another occasion he said it. If not now, when do you think of these words, my friends? If not now, during the Samadhi days, when do you think of these verses? Therefore, I selected those things which are relevant to the present celebration that needs an immediate reminder of his message. చావు పుట్టుకలేని శాశ్వతుండు ఆది మధ్యాంతరహితుడు అనాదివాడు చావు పుట్టుకలేని శాశ్వతుండు. He has no birth. He has no end. He is permanent. He is eternal. He is eternal. చావు పుట్టుకలేని శాశ్వతుండు. Neither a beginning nor an end. He is eternal. Adi Madhyantarakhitudu Anadivadu. Adi Madhyantarakhitudu Anadivadu. Adi Madhya Antarahitudu. There is nothing like beginning, nothing like the end. There is nothing like the middle. No periods of time. Beginning, middle, nor an end. Anadivadu. He is ancient, yes. Tanu puttaka chavaka champabadaka. Tanu puttaka chavaka champabadaka. Atma rupudai tanadu velachiyundu. Atma rupudai ta velachiyundu. Arre, what a language, what an expression it is. He is never born. He cannot be annihilated. He cannot be killed because he is in the form of consciousness in every one of you. He is in the form of spirit in every one of you. He is in the form of that consciousness which is present everywhere. All-encompassing, cosmic, universal spirit, it cannot be killed. That's what he says of himself. Really, see, wonderful statements, I tell you. Wow. Akarame leni anida karunako. Akarame leni Anida Karunaku Yeti Rupamudida Everitaramu Yeti Rupamudida Everitaramu ఎట్టి రూపముదిద ఎవరితరము. God has no form. How can you say, God, you have only this form? Who are you? You cannot say that. Krishna is a form of God. Rama, a form of God. Jesus, another form. Mahavir, another form. All religions have got their own chosen forms. All are God. You can say he is only God, this is the height, this is the chest, this is the weight. Ignorant fool number one. Who can you dictate that this, are you a tailor or what? To take measurements and say, this is measurement of God. No, no, no. Yeti rupamudidayavaritaramu. Who can say that this is the form? It is impossible. Karra charanambule kalugani vaniki. Yeti sompulu madi ensagalaru. Yeti sompulu madi ensagalaru. Whatever. He has no body. How can you say, he has got a beautiful bend here, wonderful nice cuts of his body, the rest is cut like that. Impossible. He has no body. How can you say his cuts and all that bends? Impossible. Ittidi attidi irupu arupu ani palku palku hasyaspadamu. Ani palku palku hasyaspadamu. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous to say God has this form, he is in this form. How do you say that? You cannot say that. Koti suryula deepti meti kaladansu palkedi palkulu pavanamule. Koti suryula deepti. Some people say that, you know, the power of God. Oh, I don't know. Let me know from you. He has got the brilliance, the light of 1 crore suns. Did you see that? Come on, look at one sun now, 12 o'clock outside. Finish. You'll be very close to Dhritarashtra. When you cannot see one sun, 1,000 crores crowd, what is his calculation? Palkedi palkulu pavanamule. Is there any truth in what you say that? Rupamele shakti ki rupu telpa. Yavari sajjamu yavaraina yerugagalare. Yavari sajjamu yavaraina yerugagalare. Can anybody visualize the cosmic form of God? Because he is formless, nirakara. Shakti rupa rakitayai anadi nundi digantaramallandu diptinande. This divinity is the cosmic energy. It is the divine energy, all encompassing energy, and it is formless from the beginning, says our Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Why should I quote this now? We are missing his form. Why should I quote now? We are thinking that the real form is no more. Why should I quote this now? Because some are thinking, why should we go to Puttaparthi when Swami is not there? Why should I go to Puttaparthi when Swami is not there? When Swami is here also, you are not here regularly. You got one excuse now. When Swami was here, you did not come. You came at a time when you wanted visa for your son. You came here at a time when you are suspended from the job on grounds of corruption. You came here at a time when your daughter is not getting married in spite of number of approaches and alliances. So need-based, pakka business. Now Baba is not there, so no business. MBA, Master of Business Management. Master of Spiritual Business Management. Now the Baba, why should I have to stop that nonsense? Baba is very much here. Baba is very much here. Baba is very much here, my friends. How do I say that? Visveswara. What is the meaning of Visveswara? Viswa, universal. Universal. Ishvara, master. Master of the universe is Visveswara. Where is the temple of Visveswara? Kashi, Benares. There is a temple of Visveswara in Kashi. While he is the master of universe. Then why do you go to Kashi? Why? Oh, please answer me. Second question. Ishvara is everywhere. Ishvara means God, Ishvara, Sarva, Bhutana. He is present in all beings. So Lord Venkateswara is everywhere. Why do you go to Tirupati? Why? God is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. Why do you go to church? Why do you go to masjid? Why do you go to Gurudwara? Why? God is everywhere. Shirdi Baba power is everywhere. I see him everywhere. Why do you go to Shirdi? What is there in that Samadhi? The answer is simple, my friends. I was telling to a group from Tamil Nadu yesterday, same point. Electricity is present everywhere. Electricity. Today everyone has a mobile phone. Everyone. Everybody. Whether it's necessary or not. You find fellows who don't have proper clothing also. I don't know what they talk about. They go on talking for hours and hours, I don't know. And there are some fellows who give lectures also. I don't know that. We have become addicts. That was some of the newspaper notifications tell us, if you listen constantly, you are going to be deaf very soon. He says, all right, we'll put some earphone and hear it. We got that. All right, doesn't matter. I'm not against it anyway. It's all left to one's own choice. Okay. Now, when that cell phone, when battery is over, what do you do it? You take the charger, put it and charge it. Why? Electricity everywhere. Come on, move. Keep the cell phone, do it. Electricity everywhere. Yes, electricity everywhere. Cell phone here. Do you get it? No. Charger. So that charger is Mahadivya Samadhi of Satya Sai Baba. All our cells lost their power. Battery out. So that has to be recharged. Charger. Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Alright. Water is everywhere. Why do you go to Ganges, Ganga Snana? Why? You have tap Snana. Taps are there. Why Ganga Snana? That is the source. When you go to the source, that is different. So, Mahadivya Samadhi is the source of Ganga Jala, Ganges water, the sacred one, the essence of life is Mahadivya Samadhi. Then what happens? Supposing I say, there is electricity, please be careful. Why should I be careful? Be careless, but tell everybody before you do anything, so that they will not be shocked later. Is there electricity? There is. Oh, I don't believe it. Put your fingers, you will know that. Put your fingers, immediately you will know that, but you will not be there to tell us later. Similarly, what is there in Samadhi? Come on, touch it. Come on, keep your forehead there. Come on, bow down, prostrate, surrender. Then you'll get the energy. That is Mahadivya Samadhi. That is Mahadivya Samadhi. Yes, I go there to Tirupati to express my gratitude, O Venkateshwara. You have somehow taken me out of all court litigation. I am quite happy. You have saved me from hospitalization. I am grateful to you to pay my tributes, homage, express my gratitude to you. Don't we do that, Tirupati? Similarly, Baba has done so much for us. We would have been a zero without him. Today's status, today's name, today's health, today's wealth, everything is because of Baba. Baba devotees know that. Pakka nut cases, hopeless cases, they have become leaders today. Penniless fellows are rich people today. A fellow who is sick always, cloudy is enough to catch cold. Such useless fellows have become sandos today. Business prospering, health improving, spiritual mind, great qualities like non-violence, truth, peace, love, contentment, all these great qualities have come to us. Should we not be grateful to Baba? Don't you go to Tirupati to pay your gratitude to Venkateshwara? Similarly, Mahadivya Samadhi is a place where we express our gratitude to Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, what all he has done for us, for our families. And you will also know one thing. Go to any temple, go to any Gurudwara, go to mosque, church, any temple, go anywhere. When you are very much confused, when your mind is turbulent, when mind is agitated, when your mind is disturbed, go to some temple and sit down there. What will happen? Calm. Blood pressure will come down. Sugar levels will be all right. You will be calm, composed, balanced, equanimous. You will not be disturbed because that place gives you the strength. Similarly, Mahasamadhi is the spot, is the place where Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba is resting there. When you go there, you will get all the peace. You will get out of confusion. You will get out of doubt. You will get out of disturbance, the turbulent mind, the worried mind. Everything will be free. You will be peaceful, equanimous. That is Mahadivya Samadhi of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. And not only that, what happens? You find as you look at Shirdi statue, you feel as if Shirdi Baba is waiting for you. That is my impression. The grandfather is waiting for me. If I look at Shirdi Sai, I feel like that there in Shirdi. Are useless fellow, do you take such a long time to see me? When I am sitting here for you, you come here after 1 year, 2 years? A senseless fellow or what? As if grandfather is waiting for me. That is my feeling. Same feeling I had in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, where on the top of the hill I saw Jesus Christ statue. Wow, wow. Same feeling as I had in Tirupati. Same feeling I had in Shirdi. Similar feeling I had in Rio, Brazil, watching Jesus Christ, the Redeemer. Mahadivya Samadhi is a place where God is waiting for you. Bhagavan is waiting for you. Just like Shirdi Bhagwan waiting there. Just like deities waiting in the holy shrine, in every temple, Bhagwan is waiting for you. My feeling is this. Though it is a matter of repetition, it is worth repeating millions of times. The whole samadhi is built of white stone. On that white stone samadhi, there is like jewelry box like thing. And the jewelry box like thing, you have got gold border all around. The jewelry box is Bhagavan Baba himself. The costliest, the most valuable, higher than diamond jewelry box. Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, yes, is in our hearts. Made up of white marble stone, with golden border around. What is it? Baba's birthday dress. Baba during birthday, he wears white dress. And his dhoti will have gold border. Am I not right? So he is waiting there in his birthday dress to receive his children. Bhagavan is waiting for his children to receive his children. He is resting there. There are temples like Ananta Padmanabha Swami temple in Trivandrum. There is Mohana Ranganayaka Swami temple in Trichy, where you find God in a reclining posture, in a sleeping posture. Mahadivya Samadhi is Ananta Padmanabha Swami Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Mahadivya Samadhi is Mohana Ranganayaka Swami of Trichy, Swami resting, reclining there to receive his devotees. Therefore, my friends, we should consider this particular point always. Really, this very familiar thing, there are many things I noted. God permits, God willing, we'll have next occasion to think of these things. But for brother, pardon? Oh, yeah. I see this. How he tells the divine principle, divine law, the divine mechanism, the divine administration, the divine management, the divine dynamics. How does he explain? Kramamutappakaminta bhanudu Pratidinambunu udayastamaya nandanela. Pratidinambunu udayastamaya nandanela. You find the sunrise and sunset, day and the night, in pakka precision. Sun will never go on strike. He will never ask for revised pay scales. You find the day and the night taking place in exact precision. Gaganambuna kanti kaise yutaralu pagalu matramudaru bhangigela. The stars that glitter in the night, they are hidden in the daytime. Stars are hidden in the daytime while they shine in the night. Why? Kshanamaina Vishranti Gunaka Apavanundu Jivakotula Brova Vivanela. You find wind blowing freely, oxygen. So we are surviving. If wind god says, I am tired, let me take rest for 2 minutes, world population problem is immediately solved. Why do you find the wind blowing like that? Anishambu kela kela dhvanula navuchu nadi salilamai pravahintu chandabela. You find the running brooks in the rivers flowing. Why? Yavani anatidi idi itlu zaruguchundu. Who is the master of this universe? Who is controlling? Who is the master? Who is the ringleader? Atade yitadani yitadu atade yani. Are. ఏమి సొగసుగా చెప్పావయ్యా. అతడే ఇతడు ఇతడు అతడే ఎన్నుచు సర్వులకు అధిపతి అని కాంచరయ్యా. సర్వులకు అధిపతి అని కాంచరయ్యా. And the master of this universe, understand that divine principle which manages the whole universe in a systematic, orderly manner, in exact precision and order. That master is I here. I am the master. He and I are one. Understand it. That's what Bhagavan said. Come on, who can tell like that? If you go through different religious texts, you will notice that it's only Krishna who said it. Lord Krishna who said it in Bhagavad Gita. Again, Bhagavan Sri Satsai Baba talking like nobody can say that. And then he makes fun of us. Brahmandamantayu bozzalo nundaga bhaksha bhokshambu naku petadaguna. When the whole universe is here, you want to offer vadai and idli as naivadyam to me? Are some sambar, 2 spoons of sambar, 1 vadai and idli and naivadyam. Well, the whole universe is here. Sarva jivulayandu sancharinchadi naku sariyina perida sadhyamagune. When I am present in everyone, what name you give me? I am Sharma here, I am Kurma there, I am Burma there. Same name. How many names you give me? You cannot give me. Sarva jalambulayandu sancharinchadi naku స్నానంబు చేయింప అలవియగుణ. స్నానంబు చేయింప అలవియగుణ. When I am present in all rivers, when I am all present in all oceans, you want to bring me some bucket full of water and give me bath? Bucket water. When he is present in all the oceans. Koti suryula dipti meti kaligina naku Pramida Deepambu Yavaru Patagalaru. Supposing I take one candle and stand outside now. What do you say? Anil Kumar, till 1 hour is all right. We never thought that you would be mental within 1 hour. When the broad daylight, you candle. So when Sai is full of effulgence, with all radiance and brilliance, you carry candles. Ajaharadulakaina andanakti. Yes, even Brahman cannot understand. All these deities cannot understand. Itinaru kanugana evaritaramu. Who can understand? Impossible. Therefore, my friends, on this day of Mahasamadhi, let us have a wider look, a broader sense, an expansive feeling. Oh Baba, I am not alone. Oh Swami, I am not individual. May this Samadhi day help me to know that I am universal and no longer individual. Swami, I am thinking that I am aging, that my life may come to an abrupt end any moment of time. May this Samadhi help me to realize there is no end of life, nothing like that. It is one of continuity to eternity. Mrityorma amrutangamaya, from death to eternity. Swami, I have been seeing you in a physical form. May this Samadhi help me to see you in everyone hereafter, Swami. I have been thinking that you have some particular qualities. Hereafter let me feel Every quality has the power of that quality because of you. The sugar is sweet because that sweetness is because of you. The fire is hot, that heat is because of you. Let me understand that these attributes are functional because of you. Let me travel from this limited to unlimited, from form to formless, from time to timelessness, from attributes to attributelessness, from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, from death to eternity. Jai Sai Ram. May Bhagavan bless you. Asato ma sargamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrutyorma amrutangamaya samastaloka sukhino bhavantu samastaloka sukhino bhavantu samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May Bhagavan and His awareness, may Bhagavan and His benediction blessings be with us ever and forever, evermore. Sai Ram. Thank you.